Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 5th grade concept of personal financial literacy budget. This is standard 5.10E in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 25 off the Redesign Practice Online STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So, Michelle's budget for June showed an income of $80 and expenses of $100. Which actions could Michelle take to balance her budget? All right, let's open up this graph draw feature, expand it out, increase the transparency. All right, so that word balance is actually going to kind of tell us what we need to do here. So we're going to click draw. So we've got balance her budget. So literally think of a balance, okay? So what we're wanting here is, it's that tool that we would kind of play with when we were in 1st and 2nd grade, and we would put objects in one cup on one side, and then we would put objects in one cup on the other side, and we'd try to get them to balance, or we'd see which one's heavier, which one's lighter, right? This is what a balanced budget looks like, is when you have your expenses and your income being equal, right? So on one side, right, you have your expenses. These are things that you pay money out for, bills, food, and then we've got income, how much money you're bringing in, typically by working. Every once in a while you might get a gift, but you can't really count on that. So your expenses and income need to be balanced, which means they need to be the same. That's all we're looking for here. This is the ideal. Right now, it looks like they are unbalanced because look, you got an income of 80 and expenses of 100. So unfortunately, if we were to draw it like it currently is, it's kind of like this. Your expenses, I'll put an E right here, are $100, and that is greater than your income of $80. So when you start spending $100 and only earn 80, bad things happen. You start going in debt, you start taking on credit cards or loans or something like that. You don't really want that. So how are we going to balance this budget? So we turn this into this. Well, let's look at our options here. So first, increase the expenses and decrease the income. Okay. So if my expenses increase, that means it's going to get bigger. It's going to get like $120, okay? So that's actually going to make it a little bit heavier. And decrease the income, that means it's going to be a little bit lighter, like maybe $60. Okay, so if it's $60, well, guess what? That's going to go that way. So that is the exact opposite of actually what we want. That's going to make it more out of balance. So no on A. Okay, increase, let me change color here so we can see what's going on. Increase expenses, okay, once again, increase expenses right here. And increase income. Okay, well, increase income would at least make it come down here a little bit, but we don't know by exactly how much. So maybe if you increase the expenses a little bit and increase the income a lot, you might get there, or it still might be out of balance. So that's a maybe. It depends on how much you increase the income. Decrease the expenses. Okay, so that's going to make your expenses decrease. So let's put that up here like with an 80 or something like that. And decrease the income. Well, no, you don't really want to decrease the income too, because then it's still going to be out of balance. So it depends on if you decrease the expenses more. So let's try this last one here. What about decrease the expenses? Okay, so we're going to kind of look at that. And increase the income. There we go. We need the expenses to go up, and we need the income to go down. There we go. So that is our best answer. So we're going to choose D.